All right, Shalom. All praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS, and Shalom to your brothers pushing this truth and sincerity. I'm Karata Zabah, back with another show. And this show, I'm going to be focusing on the book of Revelations, chapter 8, verse 11, where it speaks about the star called Wormwood. Okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to pull up the scriptures and we're going to get right into it. So this is Revelations chapter 8. I'm going to start from verse 10. And it reads, "And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp. And if Salakia, I'll read it again. That's Revelations 8 and 10. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven." Now, we know this star is talking about a missile, an ICBM nuclear missile, okay? Because when you read Dave chapter, this is prophecy of nuclear war, okay? So, John is seeing the vision of the missiles, and he's likening these missiles unto stars or like falling stars from the heavens. All right. So it reads, "And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of waters. And the name of the star is called Wormwood. And the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were bitter. They were made bitter." Right. So the star was called Wormwood. So we're going to look up the word wormwood in the Greek.
Strong's G 894. Obscentheon. Obscentheon.
Okay. And it reads wormwood. It says the name of a star which fell into the waters and made them bitter. Right. So when it says wormwood, it means bitter. Okay. So this star, which was an ICBM nuclear missile, which was gonna hit the Earth during the time of World War III, and this missile were going to make the waters bitter. Okay. And how is the waters going to be made bitter? By the radiation, okay, the aftermath of the explosion of the missiles, and the waters, the surrounding waters, the area of those explosions, the waters will be made bitter by the radiation from those missiles, okay? So from there, we're going to look up wormwood and got questions. Okay. Gotquestions.com. It says, "What is the meaning of wormwood in Revelation?" And we're going to scroll away. So let's scroll down. Okay. So let's read from here. And it reads, "The word wormwood is mentioned only here in the New Testament, but it appears 8 times in the Old Testament, each time associated with bitterness, poison, and death. The Revelation passage may not be saying that the star falling to the earth will actually be called wormwood by the inhabitants of the earth. Rather, wormwood was a well-known bitter herb in the Bible times. So by naming the star wormwood, we are told that its effect will be to embitter the waters of the earth, so much so that the waters is undrinkable. It won't be a matter of simply a bitter taste to the water. It will literally be poisonous. Okay? If drinking, it says, if drinking water is unavailable to 1/3 of the Earth's population, it is easy to see how chaos and terror will result. So that's all we needed. So pretty much, it breaks it down that, yeah, the wormwood, which is bitterness from the star, or that missile, from that missile exploding, it's gonna what, contaminate the waters and make the waters poisonous by the radiation. Okay, and you see many examples of that in all these like any post-apocalyptic movies, where nuclear explosions happens, and what, the things will be from the radiation of those explosions, things will be contaminated, all right, and the waters will be contaminated. Okay, so from there, let's go to, let's get the book of Second Esdras. All right, Second Esdras chapter. Let's go to chapter 5. So this is Second Esdras chapter 5. Start from verse 7, and it reads, "And the Sidonitish sea shall cast out fish." And yes, it says, so the Sidonitish sea shall cast out fish. Okay, now this is when you look it up, Sodomite Sea, it will always referencing to the Dead Sea, but that's not actually what it's talking about when it says the Sodomitish Sea. It's just generally speaking about the region over there in the Levant, okay? Because we know the Dead Sea doesn't actually have marine life, all right? But the Sodomite Sea is over there, the region, where Sodom were at, over there in the area of the Levant, okay? Because guess what? Missiles is going to hit in that region also, okay? And what? The waters in those regions will be contaminated. So let's read. So it says, "And the Sodomitish sea shall cast out fish." Yeah, so the marine life is going to, pretty much die from the radiation of those missiles or of that star, which was referenced as wormwood. All right. It says, "And make a noise in the night, which many have not known, but they shall all hear the voice thereof." Yeah. And that noise is those explosions from ICBM missiles that's going to, explode on this place. All right. And it reads, "There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places." And yeah, and it says, "And the wild beasts shall change their places." Right. Because from all these missiles that's going to explode during the time of World War III, what a lot of these is going to change the regions where the animals, pretty much animals in certain regions is going to have to relocate, okay? Places where, certain animals, their habitation is going to be burned up or contaminated by the radiation, where the animals will have to relocate, okay? And, move to another region. And it reads, so it says, "And wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters." That's right. So it says, "And menstruous women shall bring forth monsters." And what is that talking about? So pretty much from that contamination or the radiation, okay, you people who, women that are affected of that radiation, what they're gonna bring forth monsters or babies with defects from that radiation. Those babies that were contaminated of the radiation in the womb, they will be born with defects. Okay, might you're gonna have babies born with cleft lips, um, a, a third eye, you know, face drooping, or all kind of effects that radiation can cause on newborn babies. All right, so that's why it says, "In menstruous women shall bring forth monsters." So those menstruous women that are affected from the radiation of those missiles, they will bring forth babies with defects. Okay. Now it says, verse 9, "And salt waters shall be found in the sweet." Yeah, so salt water should be found in the sweet. That's also going into the waters being contaminated. Okay. Waters being contaminated. Because pretty much the sweet water would be what? Drinkable. But if it's salted, it would be undrinkable, which is really focusing on the contamination from those missiles. Okay, the waters is going to be changed. The waters is going to be contaminated to the point it's undrinkable. Okay. Okay, so it says, "And salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hid itself, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chambers." Okay, so that was the point. Pretty much, yeah. So going into how post apocalyptics and the after effects of those missiles exploding, in these different regions, because ultimately America is going to be destroyed completely by those ICBM nuclear missiles. All right. But over there in the east, missiles going to be hit in those regions also. Over there in Iran, Israel, the region of the Levant, Russia. Okay. But those places are not going to be completely destroyed, and they're going to feel the after effects and the contamination and the radiation from those missiles exploding over there. All right. So with that, I want to say all praises due to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles of GM.